Hi there. This is Kathy Hart from Art from the Heart, and this is week 2 of our Authentic Happiness Coaching Reenactment from the class back in 2004, 2005. And I am going to read my positive introduction. Remember that these introductions are a story about yourself at your best. So here's mine, and it's a recent one, and it's called Painting a New Life. I was 59 years old when I felt like my career had flatlined. So I decided to go back and get my doctorate in nursing, and that following year. The 15-month program brought exactly what I was looking for, time to expand my knowledge of positive psychology and well-being. Fast forward 2 years after graduation, I had been teaching online, but I wanted to feel more connected to my community. So I took a job at one of our local colleges as the director of the nursing program. And I knew the program from my time here. It's a little small area. I had worked with them before. It was stellar. It had a stellar reputation. I knew the people who worked there. Still, I had something in my gut. You know, those gut feelings that told me I was taking on too much. But I pushed it aside and switched jobs anyway. I hadn't been there very long when I realized that I needed to put my doctoral skills to work to bolster the program. You see, the former team, the people that I knew, all retired when I came on, and there was no one to fill their shoes. No one with experience, anyway. And I worked very long days for the first several months. It was that spring when our beloved secretary fell and broke her hip that I realized I'd fallen back into my old family of origin role of being the responsible one. I wanted to quit, but I literally was the only one qualified, and my plan was to stabilize the program before I moved on. I was optimistic going into the second year. We had new faculty, and I was determined to turn the ship around. However, it quickly became apparent that I could not keep up with the ever-pressing demands to find enough faculty to teach for the program. The constant shortages were not good for faculty relationships or the students. I didn't have time to mentor people. Our turnover rates were just too high. Then COVID hit. I mentored our new faculty as we put the program online in one short weekend, or a long weekend, however you want to look at it. I dealt with hundreds of daily issues, making sure that our program quality stayed as high as possible with the changes of COVID. The days were unending, and and that summer one of our 2 full-time faculty resigned. I knew the roughest ocean lay ahead, but abandoning the ship now would leave way too many lives in limbo, so I returned for another year. I knew in my heart that the right thing to do was to evaluate the sustainability of the program. After multiple discussions with administration, we decided to take a hiatus and not take students for the following year. I worked diligently with the community that year, and we explored all possible options to continue. Finally, the decision was made to close the program the following year, and that year would be this year, this next spring. Here I was in my mid-60s, exhausted, and not sure I would be employed the following year. I made the decision to semi-retire and see the program through till closure, but I also had my own dream to pursue. I did. And it was time to focus on my own well-being. I would start a business selling my art. This is something I dreamed about literally for decades, and even had a name picked out, Art from the Heart. I started the business that fall while I continued to oversee the program. As the year progressed, I realized that work would continue to get in the way if I let it. Responsibility was my kryptonite. I would honor my commitment to see the program through to the most positive end possible. And it was also time to start walking down a new street. So, after years of hiatus from my own art hobby, I picked up the brush and started to paint my own life.